Evening from Dodger Stadium, Game 6 of the 1970.
And we welcome you live from lovely Angel Stadium as we go to April 10th, 1978. It will be the Minnesota Twins taking on the California Angels. And we'll have a doubleheader, so please don't go away. The nightcap will be from Arlington Stadium, the New York Yankees, and the Texas Rangers. Welcome to the American League Stratomatic Replay 1978. Every pitch, every play. Welcome aboard, people. And we now bring you to field level and we'll get you to the stadium. Let's get you to Angel Stadium. Here's your lineups for the Twins. It will be Norwood, Brett, Carew, Ford, Cusick, Smalley, Wolf, Waniger, Randall. Again, the best hitter in baseball, Mike Cubbage, takes the day off with the pitcher Ken Brett pitching for the Angels. The Angels defense is Rudy, Bostock, Miller, very good. Chalk, Mullenix, Gritch, Solita, Humphrey behind the plate, and Ken Brett on the mound. He was 3-5, 4.95 ERA, 100 innings pitched. So let's play ball from California. Willie Norwood ready to go. So Brett looks in, takes the sign, and let's look at the records too before we go, as they call it timeout. The Twins come in with a 2-2 record. Actually, they are 3-2. Have done the other Twin game yet. I should get to that soon. And then the Angels are 1-2. Again, this is going to be Goltz and Brett. So here we go. April 10th, 1978. It is the Twins and the Angels. I'll be playing as the Angels, the home team. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Mullenix got it. Throws them out for out number one. Here's Bombo Rivera. 3 for 9, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strikeout for Brett, 2 away. And here's Rod Carew. 18 at-bats, a triple, 5 runs batted in. Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch. Pop up to short. Mullenix is there, makes the catch and 1 away. Here is Rick Miller. 13 at-bats, a double, home run, and RBI. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch to Miller. And Miller, fly ball right field. Rivera with the catch, and he got him. Twins outfield. Norwood and Rivera are forwards. Ford is a 2 in center. Wolf at third. Smalley at short. Randolph at second. Carew at first. Waniger behind the plate. On the mound, Dave Goltz. 1-0, 9 innings of pitching. 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Pitched a great opener against Seattle. Here's a pitch from Goltz. And that's going to be a line drive caught by Smalley, 2 away. And here's Lyman Bostock. 1 for 11, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Goltz with the windup, and here's the pitch. That will be a ground ball to short. Smalley throws them out, and we played an inning here in Anaheim. Minnesota nothing, and the California Angels nothing. Again, I want to welcome those who are in this evening. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you have not. I appreciate the likes when we can get them. I had a great, actually, after not well watched live game last night, I had some great replay value of it. So I was always happy to see good replay value for my games once the game gets put up. So here is Ford, followed by Cusick and Smalley. Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch to Ford. And that's going to be a line drive to third baseman. Chalk 1 away. And here is the guy I like to call the Bears. He's 1 for 3 at RBI, Craig Cusick. Brett with the windup from the left-hand side of the mound and pitch. That's a ground ball to second. Gritch, and there's 2 away. Here is Roy Smalley. Smalley hitting .353, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Brett with the windup. Here's a pitch to Smalley, and that's a base hit for Smalley. And now here is Larry Wolf. Wolf, right-handed hitter. Brett from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the second. Minnesota nothing, California nothing. Sorry about that. Here's Rudy, Baylor, and Solita. Goltz with the pitch. Here's a pitch to Rudy. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. Ford is there, makes the catch. Here's Don Baylor, 11 at bats, a double, hitting 364. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And that's going to be a hit by pitch to Baylor. So Baylor is on. I'm running the Angels. Let's see what kind of move Baylor has. It's a -4 to him. He does get the lead, so it would be a 1-13. So let's see if Baylor wants to run. Does he run? Yes, he does, and he gets thrown out by Waniger. 2 outs. Here's Tony Solita. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch. That's a strikeout to Solita. We finished 2. No score here in California. Here's Waniger, followed by Randall and Norwood. Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch to Waniger. And that's going to be a ballpark single. It goes through for a base hit. Didn't think it did. Actually, it's an 8. It would. Here in Anaheim, singles are 1-12, while home runs are 1-9. So, not a great hitting ballpark for home runs. Rudy from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Randall, and Randall lays down the bunt. Good play there by Mock. Runner on second, 1 away for Willie Norwood. Brett from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a line drive base hit. Waniger to third. Twins have first and third, 1 out for Bombo Rivera. So again, they'll play the corners in. Brett from the stretch. First and third, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Bombo. 5-3, fly ball left field. That's Rudy's 2-3. He will come in, makes the play. Nice job by Rudy. Gets a good target and throws a strike to Humphrey. And Waniger is stuck at second. At third. First and third, 2 outs for Carew. He's 0 for 1. Brett looks in from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Miller is there, makes the catch. And we go to the bottom of the third inning fairly quickly here. Minnesota nothing, Angels nothing. Chalk, Monix, Humphrey. Goltz with the windup. Here's a pitch to Chalk. And that's a fly ball center field. Ford is there, makes the catch. And now here's Monix. Goltz to Monix and the pitch. And that's a ground ball to first. Carew gets it, 2 outs. And now here's Humphreys. Goltz from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit for Humphrey. First hit for the Angels. Here's Rick Miller. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out. Goltz from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Miller. And that's a fly ball right field. Rivera is there, makes the catch. We played 3, no score here in Anaheim. It's Twins nothing, Angels nothing. Top of the fourth, American League 1978 replay. Brett from the windup. Here's the pitch to Ford. And that's going to be a base hit for Ford. So big hit for Ford. We'll see now if the Angels want to, let's see if he's on the Twins. I'm sorry. So the Twins will have to make that choice. Runner on first, nobody out. Here is the Bears. Greg Cusick, right-handed hitter. Brett from the stretch, and here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. Let's turn 2. That is going to be, Gritch. 2E15. No, bad play there. He'll take first. So Gritch kept it from going to the outfield, and Ford takes second. Runner on second, 1 out for Smalley, who's 1 for 1. Brett looks in from the stretch. Runner on second, 1 out. The pitch from Brett. And that's going to be a drive to the gap. That's trouble over Bostock's head. Ford scores and Smalley. A drive to the gap. That's trouble over Bostock's head. Ford scores and Smalley with a stand-up double. And the Twins lead 1-0. Here's Larry Wolf. Brett from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Wolf. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. That's Bostock. He cannot make the play. It's over his head. Bostock had to play too shallow. Smalley will score. Wolf will take second, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead. So Kenny Brett kind of shakes his head on that one. So Brett now from the stretch, runner on second, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Waniger. And that's going to be no, it's a line drive to Mullenix for out number 2. Here's Bob Randall. Randall so far 4 for 10 in RBI so far, mostly playing against lefties. Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a line drive caught. Rudy comes in, makes the catch side, retire. Minnesota scores two. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Minnesota 2, California nothing. 2-6-0 for the Twins, 0-1-0 for the Angels. Colts with the windup. Here's a pitch to Gritch. That will be a ground ball to first. That is Carew. 2-E-18. Makes the ball. He does not. It's off his arm. Carew with no play, and Gritch will beat it out. So the Angels get a base runner on a Carew error. Now here's Bostock. 0 for 1. Colts from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Bostock. And that's going to be a fly ball right field. Rivera is there, one away. Here's Rudy. He's 0 for 1. Goltz from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be all sixes. Fly ball right field. Rivera makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Here's Dandy Don Baylor. Walked and got caught stealing. He had 22 stolen bases in 78. Still had some good power. Goltz from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And that is going to be a ground ball back to Goltz. He's a 3-E-33. Could be a problem. Makes the play. And no, does not make it. It's an error on Goltz. First and second, 2 outs. That's 2 errors in the inning on the Twins. And now Tony Solita with a chance. He is 2 for 5, a double, home run, and 2 RBIs. Goltz from the stretch. First and second, 2 outs. And the pitch. That's going to be a line drive caught by Randall and side retired. We played 4. Twins 2, Angels nothing. Top of the 5th here. Now here is Willie Norwood, 1 for 2. Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that will pop up to short. He just missed it. Molnix with the catch and 1 away. Here's Bumbo Rivera, 0 for 2 so far. Brett with the big windup and pitch to Rivera is ground ball to second. That could be interesting. That's Gritch, 4-E-15. He does not make the play. Goes through for a base hit. So the Angels getting bit by a hit here. Another hit for the Angels. That is their 7th hit in the ball game. Here's Carew. He's 0 for 2. Brett for the stretch. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's going to be a wild. It's going to be it went for a hit and run as Rivera gets back 2 away. So now here's Ford. 1 for 2. A run scored. Brett from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Ford. And that's going to be hit by pitch. So the Twins with 2 on and 2 out for the Bears. Craig Cusick. For Cusick, he's 0 for 2. Brett from the stretch. First and second, 2 outs to pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to second. Tough play for Gritch. Makes the play. Size retired. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-0 Minnesota. Chalk, Molnix, Humphrey. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to first. 2-18 for Carew. Makes the play. Nice job by Carew. Had it hustled to the bag there. So now here's Molnix. He's 0 for 1. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch. That will be a liner caught by the second baseman Randall. 2 outs. And here's Humphrey. One of the base hits so far. He singled. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch to Humphrey. And that's going to be a walk. So now the Angels got a runner on with 2 outs. And here's Rick Miller. He's 0 for 2. Wattinger puts down the sign. Goltz looking from the stretch. Gets it. Here's the pitch. And that's going to ground ball to first. Makes the play. We go to the top of the 6th. It's 2-0 Minnesota. 2-0 Minnesota here in the 6th. Game 1 of 2. At least that's what we're hoping on. We could have a shorter night tonight. Got things going on tomorrow, and losing a voice or being sick would really disturb plans. So we'll see how this goes. Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch to Smalley. And that's going to line drive to second. 1 away. Here's Wolf. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Brett looks in. Down by 2 now. Here's the pitch to Wolf. And that is going to be a base hit there. So a big hit for Wolf. Brett from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Wattinger. And that's a ground ball double play. 6-4-3. And the Twins are done in the 6th. 2-0 Minnesota. Gritch, Bostock, Rudy against Dave Goltz. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Good play by Wolf. Throws him out 1 away. Here's Bostock, who's 0 for 2. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch to Bostock. And that's a ground ball to third. Wolf with the play, and there's 2 outs. So now here's Rudy, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Golds for the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a line drive caught. Oh, what a play there by the shortstop. Retires aside. Smalley with the play. We played six. It's 2-0 Twins. So Randall, Norwood, and Rivera against Ken Brett. So top of the seventh, Brett with the windup. Here's the pitch to Randall. Hit him with the pitch. They get a hit by pitch. So now each team hit by pitch. Now here's Brett. Brett will now pitch to Norwood. From the stretch is Norwood. Sorry, from runner on first, one out. Norwood the swing. Brett is on the mound. The left-handed pitcher, the righty Norwood. Here is the pitch. That will be. Let's see. Ooh, he went for it. He went for the bunt, and he fouled it off. So it'll be a 1-2 count. Let's see what happens. Here's Brett the Norwood again. He'll swing. And this time the swing struck him out. So Ken Brett does a nice job. One out in the seventh. Here's Rivera. Brett from the stretch. Here's a pitch to him. And that's going to be a walk. So first and second, one out for Carew. So now, so Brett looking on. First and second, one out. Brett from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Carew. And that will be a base hit, and the bases are loaded. So Crew's on. Bases loaded, one out. Minnesota trying to extend this lead, and here is Dan Ford. And that will probably be it for him. They're not going to leave him in there to give up more runs. Let's see, a right-hander will be, could be Dyer Miller. And it will be. So Dyer Miller will be one of the new pitchers here. Hartzell still up the Angel bullpen. So Dyer Miller in. He's had 2 innings of work, 3 hits. So Miller from the stretch. Bases loaded, one out. Here's the pitch to Ford. That will be a line drive caught by Monix, 2 outs. So now here's Cusick. Now we're in the seventh. So Minnesota can bring a switch, could bring a pinch hitter here. Do you bring out one of the hottest hitters in baseball, or do you bring in Rich Childs here? Rich Childs will come in. So give me 1 second to switch here. Give me a second here. So let's see. We're going on hits for Cusick. And there's Childs right there. So bases loaded, 2 outs. Childs first at bat of the season. Miller from the stretch, and here's the pitch. That will be a strikeout out. So a big strikeout there. We go to the bottom of the seventh. It's Minnesota 2, California nothing. So Dave Goltz staying in there, being a primary force here. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that will be a drive to the gap. That's a double. And Baylor takes second. So runner on second, nobody out. Here is Salita. So now go to the bottom of the seventh. Angels down by 2. Salita, Chalk, and Monix to hit for Goltz, who is cruising here and pitching great. Single. So now with Baylor at second, it's now first and third Angels. The Angels make their comeback. Here is Chalk. Goltz, they'll play the infield back, looking to cut off runs and get outs. The pitch is a strikeout. So Dave Goltz gets his second of the ball game. And now here's Monix. 1 out, bottom of the seventh, 2-0 Minnesota. Goltz from the stretch. Here is the pitch. That will be a line drive in the gap. Powell makes the catch, and the run scores. It's 2-1. So a sacrifice fly for Rance Monix. And now here is Terry Humphrey. Goltz with the windup with a runner on first and 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Humphrey. And that's a fly out the left. Makes the play. And we played 7. Minnesota 2, California 1. So 2-9-2 for Minnesota, 1-3-0 for California. We go to the 8th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. So here's Smalley, followed by Wolf and Waniger. Miller with the windup. And that's a line drive base hit. So Smalley gets one through. Miller, the wind up to Wolf, and that's gonna be a ground ball double play. Mullix, the second to first, two for the price of one. So now here's the pitch to Waniger. Fly ball right field. Miller makes the catch and it goes to the bottom of the eighth. It's 2-1 Minnesota. So now Rick Miller, followed by Gritch and Bostock, takes their swings against Dave Goltz, who stays in the game. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's a line drive to the second baseman, one away. So now here is Bobby Gritch. Goltz looks in, gets the sign. Here is the pitch to Gritch. That's going to be a line drive caught by the shortstop Smalley, and there's two outs. So at two outs, here is Bostock. He's 0 for 3. He's an angel here. So now Goltz looks in, gets a sign, the windup, and the pitch. And he walked him as Bostock takes first. So now here is Rudy, 0 for 3, two outs. Goltz from the stretch, pitch to Rudy. And that's going to be a strikeout. We head to the ninth. California 2, Angels 1, 2-10-2 for Minnesota, 1-3-0 for the Angels. Randall Norwood Powell. Miller with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a catch X. That is Humphrey, 2-4, makes the play, and there's one away. Here's Willie Norwood, 1 for 4. Miller with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a walk. Runner on first and one out. Here is Huskin Powell. So now with one out, runner on first, here is Powell. Miller from the stretch. And they're going to try to steal. Here's the throw. Not in time. Nor with a big steal, second with one out. So now Miller must pitch to Powell, the runner on base. And they're going to try to steal third. Here's the throw in time. Norwood with 2 stolen bases. So Dyer, Miller, runner on third and one out. And the Twins are absolutely stealing a run here. So now here's Huskin Powell, left on left matchup. Or left on right, my fault. Miller from the stretch. Runner on third, one out. And here's the pitch. That will be a ground ball, probably an injury. Run scores, and it's 3-1 Minnesota. So now here is it's one out for Carew here with one out. And that will be a line drive. Caught. Oh, what a nice play there by Gritch, 2 outs. So now here's Ford. Let's see what happens here. That's going to be a walk, and now there's 2 on. So now a 2 on and 2 outs. 3-1 Minnesota. First and second, 2 out. 3-1 ball game. Childs the batter. Miller, let's see what the Angels want to do. They may want to bring in their lefty here. Let's see, do they have another lefty they can go with? No, the 2 lefties are considered to be fatigued. Miller from the stretch. And that is going to be a ground ball to second. That's an out, and that is an out. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Minnesota adds one. It's 3-1 Twins, bottom 9. 3-11-2 for Minnesota. 1-3-0 for the Halos. Baylor, Solita, and Chalk to hit for the Angels here. Goltz with the windup. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. One away. Here's Solita. Goltz with a windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a walk. So now they have a tying runner on, and it's for Chalk. Goltz from the stretch. Looks on. Runner on first and one out. The pitch is going to be a catch X. Let's see what happens. Foul out. Makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. So one more out, and the Minnesota Twins will win this first game of the series. Mullenix the bat against Goltz. Goltz from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. Nice play there. Throws them out. And the Minnesota Twins knock off the California Angels 3-1. Quickly, here's the stats: 3-1 Minnesota, 3-11-2 for Minnesota, 1-3-0 for the Halos. 8 or 9 strong innings from Goltz. He stays the winner. 9 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. The losing pitcher is Ken Brett. 6 and a third, 6 and a third, 9 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Dyer Miller, 2 and 2 thirds, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So let's go ahead and finish this. Yes, and we're not going to probably play our second one tonight just because of the want to try to get better a little bit. So we'll go ahead and probably finish it here. So a big win there for the Twins beating the Mariners. So let's go ahead and get back downtown. We're going to say goodbye. Thank you, folks, for coming in. Appreciate it. Only 30 minutes, so I do apologize. I'll let you go here. Hopefully, get back more baseball coming up, and then we'll probably get a doubleheader. Yankees and Rangers, and that'll be followed after that. Hopefully, if everything is still good, we'll take you to Oakland as the Seattle Mariners take on the Oakland Athletics. So we'll talk to you again and see you real soon.